My fiancé left me for another man and came back begging. But I've moved on. A story of healing and closure. Hi, my name is Michael, I'm 34, and I've lived through something I never expected would be part of my life story. It's about love, betrayal, heartbreak, and finding the strength to walk away, even when your heart wants to stay. If you've ever loved someone so much that you thought your future was written in stone, only to have it all crumble in an instant, then maybe, just maybe, you'll understand what I'm about to share. This isn't a story I tell often. In fact, it's one I've kept buried for years. But today, I want to tell the truth, not for revenge, not for pity, but for closure. This is the story of how the woman I planned to marry asked for a break because of another man, how I moved away to escape the pain, and how, even after she came back, stalking, begging, with her parents apologizing, I said no, not out of anger, but out of love for myself. I met Sarah when I was 27, she was 25. We were at a friend's engagement party. Ironically, she had this effortless energy, like sunshine bottled up into a person. We clicked, not just surface-level chemistry, but deep, soul-level understanding. We started dating. We laughed like kids. We talked about dreams like we were invincible. We shared secrets, insecurities, hopes. Like any couple, we had ups and downs. I'll admit, I wasn't always perfect. Neither was she. But we kept choosing each other, again and again. We even broke up once early on. Something about commitment, timing, and priorities. It lasted a few months. We both dated other people briefly, but nothing stuck. Then, one rainy evening, she knocked on my door, soaked, holding an old photo of us. "I miss us," she said. And just like that we were back. But this time felt more mature. We talked about marriage, kids, a house. I even started designing our dream home in my head, and I started saving for a ring. Somewhere along the way, though, things shifted. It was subtle at first. Fewer texts, delayed replies, cancelled plans. She said she was stressed from work, that there was a new manager, a demanding project, longer hours. I believed her, but I noticed something else. She started mentioning this guy from work. Casual things, funny things he said, how smart he was. At first I thought nothing of it. I mean, we all have co-workers. But then, she started talking about him more than me. I felt it. The emotional distance, the silence in our conversations, the way she stopped reaching for my hand during movies, the way she turned away from me in bed. I asked her if something was wrong. She said no, just tired, just busy. And then, out of the blue, one Sunday morning over coffee, she said the words that made my heart drop. "I think we should take a break." I laughed at first, nervously, like maybe she was joking, but her face was stone. I asked her why. She said she needed space, to think, to figure herself out. When I asked if there was someone else, she hesitated, then said no, but I saw the flicker in her eyes, that half-second of panic, the subtle swallow, the way she looked down. I didn't press further, I just nodded. That night, I lay awake in silence, while she slept next to me, for the last time. The next morning, she packed a bag and left, just like that. 2 weeks went by. I didn't call, she didn't text. Then I saw a picture on social media. Her, and the coworker, a group photo, his hand on her waist, her smile a little too wide. I confronted her, not in anger, but confusion. She denied everything. "We're just friends." Maybe, maybe not, but her decision had already spoken volumes. That day, I deleted every picture, unfollowed her, blocked her number. But blocking someone digitally doesn't erase them from your heart. I couldn't breathe in that city anymore. Every corner reminded me of her. The bookstore where we argued about Dostoevsky, the cafe where we shared croissants on Sundays, the park bench where she first said she loved me. So, I applied for a transfer, a new job in a new city, 300 miles away. Fresh air, fresh start, no ghosts. I found a small apartment, simple, quiet. I took long walks, went to therapy once a week, started journaling. I bought plants, and kept them alive. I was healing, slowly, steadily. Then one day, she showed up. It started with a knock on my door. I froze. There she was, Sarah, standing like a memory I didn't ask to relive. "I moved here for work," she said. "I didn't know you lived here too." Liar. She asked for a ride from the airport. I said no. She dropped off cookies at my door. I threw them out. She texted from new numbers, left voicemails. "Let's just talk, please." I didn't respond. I couldn't. Seeing her again brought everything back. The pain, the lies, the promises that meant nothing. Then, months later, her parents called me. Her parents, they said they were sorry, that Sarah had been struggling, that she had regrets, that she was in therapy now. They didn't ask me to take her back, just to listen. I thanked them, told them they raised a kind woman, but that sometimes kindness isn't enough. I told them I wished her healing, but I was done, and they respected that. Imagine that. The people who brought her into this world respected my boundaries more than she did. There's this myth in love stories that closure comes from a conversation, a hug, an apology, but that's not always true. Sometimes, closure comes from silence, from walking away, from choosing not to reopen wounds that nearly destroyed you. I don't hate Sarah, I really don't, but I can't love her either, not anymore. These days I smile more. I've started painting again. I adopted a dog. His name's Theo. He barks at mailmen and sleeps on my feet. I've made new friends, found new hobbies. I've even gone on a few dates. I'm not rushing love. I've learned that healing isn't a race. It's a journey. Maybe someday I'll fall in love again. Maybe not. But I'll never forget what I've learned. That peace is better than closure. That distance is better than drama. And that sometimes, the best thing you can do for yourself is say goodbye. Even if they come back. If you've been through heartbreak, I see you. If someone you loved betrayed your trust, I hear you. If you had to walk away from the very thing you wanted most, because it was hurting you, I feel you. You're not weak. You're not broken. You're strong. You're healing. You're alive. And if they come back, remember this. You don't have to let them in, because loving yourself is the most powerful closure you'll ever find. Thank you for listening. If this story resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And leave a comment. I'd love to hear your story too. You're not alone.